There is no democracy at all in government by political party representatives. Democracy is government of the people, by the people, for the people, and not government of political parties by political parties for political parties. Truly democratic governments are directly composed of the governed people themselves and not of political party based representatives. They are directly installed by the governed people themselves and not by political parties. And they govern in the best interests of the governed people and not in the best interests of political parties. In true democracy, there must only be people representing other people and no room for political parties or for political party based representatives. Political party based divisions are completely unnecessary and very retrogressive for any natural community. Naturally, as countries and individual communities, we are already a divided lot. Our existing natural divisions along racial, tribal, ethnic, religious, linguistic, cultural, and traditional lines are already not good at all for community and social cohesion. We actually do not need any further artificial divisions along political party based lines. Our natural constituencies have much more which unites them as natural constituencies than that which divides them. Why must a brother not see eye to eye with his own blood brother just because they belong to different political parties? Why must a husband and a wife divorce just because they belong to different political parties? Why must one tribesman hit a fellow tribesman on the head with a knob carry just because the other tribesman belongs to a different political party? Why must one clansman hit another clansman just because they belong to a different political party? Can we not hold different political views and still remain united by that which naturally unites us and binds us together as a people? For goodness sake, being the same countrymen, tribesmen, clansmen, or being family must unite us more than the divisions which are engendered by belonging to different political parties. Naturally, no one was ever born with the genes or belonging to any political party. But today, we all seem to act as if belonging to a given political party is a natural phenomenon, and yet it is just a conscious personal choice which can be altered at any one given time. A Democrat today can easily be a Republican tomorrow, and vice versa. In true democracy, members of any natural political constituency, such as a country, province, city, or town or village, must all be able to meet peacefully under one tree or under one roof and argue, debate, discuss, and unanimously or otherwise agree or disagree on any matters of common interest without any unnecessary squabbles which are engendered by artificial and petty political party-based affiliations. Do you know that just about anybody and everybody can just dream of, wake up, form a political party, and end up in government? Anybody, whether normal or cantankerous, has the right to form a political party. Thus, the number of political party-based divisions in any given country or natural community are unlimited. Political parties are actually parties of a person by a person for a person, and there is nothing democratic about that. Political parties come and go with the dreams of their makers, while natural communities stay put. Hence, there is absolutely no good reason at all to divide natural communities along political party-based lines. Artificial political party-based divisions are very bad, unnecessary, and retrogressive to community and social cohesion, development, and productivity. Political parties tend to destroy rather than build communities in which they operate. Where political parties exist, there would always be social conflicts, fights, instability, and a general lack of peace. There would be no unity, togetherness, or social cohesion. If democracy is government of the people, meaning that it must be government which is composed of the governed people themselves, where is the room for political parties in that democratic setup? If people can directly represent themselves in government, as we all know very well that they can and must actually do, why would we need political party-based representation in democratic governments? What would be the rationale for that? What do political parties fix as far as representation of people in government is concerned, which the people themselves cannot fix for themselves? If there is nothing to be fixed by political parties in this case, then why fix it? Yes, if it's unbroken, why fix it? What can political parties do or say better for and on behalf of the people, which the people themselves cannot do or say even much better for themselves in government? Political parties are poisonous to national cohesion, unity, growth, and socio-economic development. There are no organizations in this world which have destroyed countries and the whole world at large in general more than political parties have done so far. Check out your history book for confirmation of this fact. If democracy is government of the people, meaning that it must be government which is installed or put in place by the governed people themselves, what are political parties doing installing and uninstalling national governments all over the world today? In true democracy, the governed people themselves must be the ones who should directly install and install their own governments. They must not do so through the aegis of political parties. Governments which are installed by political parties are not exactly the same thing as governments which are installed directly by the governed people themselves. This is an undeniable fact. All over the world, we have seen internal political party squabbles within ruling parties leading to changes of leadership, both in the party and also in government, but without any substantial or meaningful changes in the way the people are governed. Governments installed by political parties are not governments installed by the people, and hence they are not democratic governments at all. Political party-based governments would always govern for or in the best interests of political parties and not for or in the best interests of the governed people themselves, like what truly democratic governments must always do. There is no democracy at all in government by political party representatives. Typical characteristics of political parties all over the world are that they are all laden with conflict, corruption, fraud, and all sorts of chicanery. Political parties are conflict-ridden because that is exactly how they were born. There is no political party in this world which is not a product of conflict. Political parties always come out of conflict. All the political parties which we have in this world today either come out of another political party or from a situation of conflict within society. We can safely say that political parties are united by conflict. No matter how well-meaning a political party may be, it would always sooner or later disintegrate into various political factions and then further disintegrate into new political parties. This is the reason why political parties are conflict-ridden by nature. The other flawed natural characteristic of political parties is that of corruption. Corruption is the bread and butter of politics in general and of political parties in particular. Generally speaking, people go into politics in order to be able to corruptly obtain personal, social, and economic favors for themselves. They go in there in order to be able to eat. If conflict is the way political parties were born, and corruption is their bread and butter, then fraud is their main business, while chicanery is their modus operandi. Defrauding the country and the people is what occupies political parties for the better part of their time in office. And they accomplish this business through downright and straightforward cheating. Every day, unsuspecting citizens are cheated and hoodwinked by political parties into believing that political parties have the best interest of the citizens at heart, while in fact these political parties will be busy serving their own best interests, or at least the best interests of their own leaders. Political parties are also very misleading by nature. The real reasons why each and every political party was ever formed are never admitted. Every political party wants to say that it was formed so as to serve the people better than other political parties. No one ever admits that any political party came about as a result of personal differences or wars of greed between the top leadership of the previous political party, although the facts will be out there for everyone to see. Just look around your country and see how each and every one of your main political parties came about. Today, the very same conflict-ridden, power-hungry, corrupt and rapacious politicians are busy presenting themselves as some sort of saviors or crusaders on some kind of holy war against tyranny, corruption and greed. And yet all these vices totally reside inside them as they will be speaking. Every time you may be tempted to align yourself with any political party, just ask yourself this question. How and why exactly was this particular political party formed in the first place? And then see if you would continue to have any romantic feelings towards your chosen political party anymore. Political parties also tend to tout their own political ideologies as if they were political ideologies of the people. The average general person out there is absolutely no clue what an ideology is, let alone what capitalism or socialism is. By nature, and because of the way they came into being, political parties are usually one-man shows. That's how they started. One man disagrees with another man or a woman, of course, at the top of an existing political party and then goes on to form his or her own rival political party. Another man will also disagree with that man and also leave to form yet another rival political party. Now, what exactly is democratic about such a scenario? As one man shows, political parties are driven by personal agendas instead of agendas of the people. It is what the leader wants, which is pursued by political parties. And most of the time, what the leader wants is personal power and self-enrichment. As a result, self-enrichment becomes the sole reason for the existence of political parties. Political parties are by nature violently intolerant of anything and everything, but especially of opposition both from within and from outside of the party. Political parties are incredibly impatient as well. They just cannot wait for anything. They want everything to happen today and they want the results right now too. Political parties cannot just wait for anything because they know that by tomorrow they might not be there at the helm of government. If political parties really belonged to the people, what would be the hurry for? Because people would always be there tomorrow to reap the benefits of whatever may be planted today. Why would one want to sow and harvest on the very same day if one is doing something for the general good of humanity and not necessarily for his or her own personal benefit? Political parties are usually doggedly and tenaciously idealistic and very populist about the way they do the things which they do. They just capitalize on and take advantage of any given situation, thereby poisoning the social, political, or economic environment thereof in terms of dealing with the issues in correct, rational, and logical ways. Many times, people have found themselves inadvertently involved in violent economic, social, and political revolutions which they knew nothing about, did not want to get involved in, or which have come back to bite them very hard in all the wrong places. Think about the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia, the Nazi Revolution in Germany, and your own national revolution wherever you might be, and see what happened. I do not think that the Russians ever bargained for communism, neither did the Germans ever bargain for Nazism, but that is exactly what they got just because of blindly and emotionally following political parties. What about you, my friend? What did you get out of your own national revolution? Political parties are just useful tools in the hands of big business. They are used by big business to get to the national cake. Big business siphons off national wealth through sponsorship of political parties. Did you know that political parties are actually minority dictatorships? In most countries, all the registered members of political parties are usually never exceed 3 to 5% of the whole population, or even just of the eligible voters alone. As far as those who actually go out to vote are concerned, registered members of political parties are still a very small fraction of these people. And yet, it is usually just this very small fraction of registered members of political parties which nominate and vote for political party-based national electoral candidates. In political party-based systems of government, the rest of the voters just endorse political party-based and pre-selected candidates at the ballot box. Now, tell me if that is not tantamount to minority dictatorship. As far as democracy is concerned, political parties are the most undemocratic institutions ever. Did you know that political parties say that their members belong to them instead of them as political parties belonging to their members? National governments now belong to political parties instead of belonging to the people or to the country. It is not amiss that newsreaders routinely say something like the ruling Democratic Party government or the ruling African National Congress government, as if the government belongs to the Democratic Party or the African National Congress and not to the country. Political parties have now hijacked national governments and supplanted bona fide people. Political parties now act in the place of real or bona fide people. Rather than people representing other people in government, it is now political parties which represent people in government. Conversely, it is now political parties which are represented by people in government instead of those people representing other people. Thus, political parties have managed to steal our countries, our governments, and us as a whole. We now belong to and live under political party dictatorships. What the world still needs today is the same good old democracy, government of the people, by the people, for the people. People must independently govern themselves and not be governed by political parties or by political party representatives. People, just as people and not as members of political parties, must directly choose their own government political representatives instead of doing so through the aegis of political parties. Government representatives of the people must work to deliver in the best interests of the governed people and not in the best interests of political parties. And the governed people must always have the final say in government and governance issues, and not political parties. Now, that is what I would call real democracy. There is no democracy at all in government by political party representatives. Check out online a book by the same title at Amazon Books. It was written by one Dr. Cleopas Banda, and then go out there and make your own country more democratic than it is right now. Goodbye.